Holy water potential on Ben Simmons. About to fuck a Chris Darty. Even if you poop stones, couldn't make some shit harder than Baby Mark in his artist bag. Ain't the sharks in the...
Hey guys, it's TracyMitchellVA. I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia in Buckhead, and I'm here with Baby Mark.
What up, though?
Baby Mark, I'm so happy to be with you today, especially being in Atlanta. It is hot out here. We got a beautiful city view in the back. You're not from here.
No. I am from Detroit. I mean, I only say Detroit when I'm in Atlanta because, like, y'all wouldn't understand the difference of me saying I'm from Southfield, which is like 5 minutes. That's what I'm saying. So it's like 5 to 10 minutes north of Detroit, but it's pretty much attached to the city. But since I'm out here, I just be like, I'm from Detroit because they just gonna say I sound like a Detroit nigga anyway. So
yeah, you don't look like one. I expected something a little bit more, hood, a little bit more trap, but you're very well dressed. I can tell you put a lot of work into your outfit. Can you tell me what it was like growing up in Detroit, Michigan, and things that possibly we don't know about?
I mean, growing up in Detroit or just that area, I mean, see, I can only give you my personal experience. I mean, Detroit, that's like my family's home, and then I really am rooted in like Southfield. It's like, so if you from Michigan, you know the difference between Southfield and like Detroit subculture. They pretty much under the same tree. Of course they under the same tree, but Southfield is just, of course it's just a little bit different. We got everybody do their thing a little bit differently. Like, but overall, just growing up in Detroit, you just gonna, like you made a comment about how I'm dressed. Like we care about, like we present ourselves well. Detroit culture is like coming crispy, like doing really, like we just like to do nice things, like, because we came from, we ain't come from the dirt, but like. We came from not having to having, so it's like you really want to show that when you come out of town. Like I'm dressed to the T every time I go out. Like,
would you say it's lavish? A lavish lifestyle in Detroit?
It's lavish when you get there, but it might not start out that way. Mm-hmm. That's what you aspire to. That's what everybody aspires to in Detroit. I say that.
Well, congratulations on your project 858 that you dropped at the end of 2019. I really loved it. I have to list some of my favorites. So I have Priceless. I have 98 Hove and Check. Check probably had to be the best one, especially for the ladies. I feel like that's something I could get dressed to. Is that something that you meant to do, or?
When I made Check, I mean, most of my songs I make, I don't want to say goofing around, but it's just like whatever come to my head first. So I ain't had no intention when I made it. It's just, I based it on my real life experience. Like, nigga, I'm talking to a girl and like, she always gonna tell you about her job, her day, her work. So it just like that kind of thing is implemented in my brain already. So first thing I heard about in that song, I was like, that's counting up pros. They just come to my brain.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about the creative process behind 858. It's 9 tracks. How long did it take for you to create it? Is this something that was just in the vault and just grabbed and picked it up? Is it something you did in one day? Were you in the studio late one night and wanted to get something off? Tell me about the creative process behind 858.
Well, when I was making 858, the idea for the project, I feel like we had the idea for the project before I even like made a song for it, because like I was turning 21 at the time. Or damn, 22. Yeah, I'm 22 now, but I'll be 23 next month. That's why I'm like, But yeah, I was turning 21, so it's like 858 was supposed to be like that coming of age kind of like project. That's why it's like the idea for the liquor bottle. 858? Yeah, 858 in the morning. Yeah, so like it was like a coming of age. Like that's why the bottle is the cover, because like this is like me stepping into that same lavish thing I'm talking about, like this lifestyle that I couldn't live before because I was young. I mean, of course, I still drank when I was younger, but it wasn't to the level.
It kind of looks like champagne.
Yeah, it's a champagne. Like when I first started really drinking, that's all we was drinking. Like we come to the club, we get my wet. Like that's how I was introduced into it. So that's just like 858 is my coming of age project. Like yeah, like because when I first started rapping, it was about school or like I'm not going to college or I hate my job and like
Macy's.
Yeah, Macy's. I mean, that was like. I hated Macy's. So, like, it goes from, like, all right, I went from, not, like, hating my life, but, like, this isn't the life I want to live to, like, all right, now I'm doing 858. This is almost the life that I am wanting to live every day, but it's, like, it's a taste of it. You just getting a taste of that life that I was living at that time. So, yeah, that's how I came up with it.
A taste of it. So, the purpose of the drink being on there is, like, you're giving people a taste of you and everything that you're becoming. So you mentioned a coming of age. Can you tell us a little bit more about your coming of age and possibly how 2020 has changed you so far?
Uh, 2020 is different. It's like I'm having like an amazing year.
But at the same time,
I'm having a bad year. Like it's a lot.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't even know how to describe it.
Have you been able to celebrate the project at all with everything that's going on?
Oh well, we dropped the project like last September, so we had a listening party. We definitely celebrated, and like every time I shoot a video or like just invest a new dollar in what I'm doing, that's celebrating right there. So yeah, we definitely celebrated. We definitely toasted up to that. But yeah, that was pre-quarantine. We trying to figure out how we gonna celebrate the next one for sure though.
Well, at least you started January off on a good foot. You actually released the Holy Water video. So that was a good look for you, right? And then how about No Hook? Was that something that you just want to throw out there just to get people entertained throughout the yeah?
I mean, I think No Hook was just something I had sitting on my computer. Like literally, because the way I do my songs, like I just be freestyling. All right, I got a verse now. I couldn't think of a hook for that, and I was like, well, this is gonna sit on my computer. And so, I mean, I had got invited to Dave Hill's studio back in Detroit one day, and we were just going through old beats, just seeing what we like, and I had played him that song, and he just immediately started rapping to us. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna just throw him on there. And then I think we released it a couple months after that, but yeah.
I have to talk about your beat selection with 858 and even that song and the song that you just dropped. Your beat selection, you try to go for old school songs, and is that something that tell me about that?
My beat selection, like my mindset going into it, is not always like I'm craving like a certain sound. Cause sometimes I do be wanting to just change it up, but for the most part, I just do what speaks to me. Like I mean, I don't, well, not anymore. I don't write the words now like at all. I just whatever come to my brain is just like boom. So that's like my main indicator of like whether or not I even get a beat. Cause if I can't say nothing to it, then it's like all right, it's not trash. It's just not for me, you know. So that's how I pick my beats. Whatever. If I hear the words like. When I first heard the 858 beat, like of course it's a sweet beat. Dag really did his thing on that, but the words just flowed out of me. I ain't even have to try. So I don't like. In order for me to pick a beat, I feel like I shouldn't have to try and rap on it. It should just be a flow. That's how. Yeah, it's a flow.
Do you have like a set group of producers you work, or is it just
Yeah.
or do you make beats yourself?
I do make beats myself, but I haven't released nothing on anything that I made yet. It's gonna be on my next project where I actually have a track I produce. But no, like I started. I think the first producer I really even worked with was Dag, because before I would just flip the old school songs. That's how I like maintain that sound. Because I was rapping on like Erykah Badu beats and Dom Kennedy beats and like Talib Kweli beats. So it was like real old school. And so when we used to go out on the scene back then, when I was like goddamn 16, we met Dad because he was the main person producing like the whole underground Detroit sound. So like I had a sound that I was in love with just coming out and being a fan, and I got a chance to work with him. So that's really the main person that I work with, and everybody else, it just comes how we see fit.
Well, did I see a Lord Fubu?
Yeah, I had a Lord. I found him on SoundCloud.
That was a good one.
Yeah, he did. He actually did 2 songs on my project before 858, and then he did 98 Hove, and then I don't think I worked with him since then. But yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like there's anything with that project people didn't get, and you're thinking like, damn, I wish they would have heard that, or I wish they would have caught that?
Like, oh, like just something that might have flown over people's heads. I mean, no, I feel like the way I do it, I'm not like the type of person that go over people's heads. So most of the time I say something, it doesn't go without notice. Like somebody, or like it's meant for who it's meant for. So like if you didn't get it, you was probably never gonna get it because you don't watch Game of Thrones, or you don't watch The Matrix, or you don't watch Naruto, or like you just wouldn't know. So that's the only way you would get it. But everything else that I'm like is like a face value kind of like line or metaphor they gonna get. I don't go over people's head.
Okay. Well, you are having a big year despite everything that's going on in 2020, and I know it's hard to even just get in the studio, but you are having a big year. So where do you see your career going from here?
I mean, it's just gonna continue to go up. I mean, that's the only way I plan on going because I don't really take breaks for nothing. I don't stop for nothing. Like, of course, I got my personal life, my personal priorities, but like nothing really comes before music. So I mean, and I'm always like putting more and more into it. So like as far as like money, like this is the most money I ever made this year in my life. So like I'm putting, yeah, like so I'm putting more money ever into it. Like we're not promoting the project heavy as we would have been like last year. But like we down in Atlanta just because we can, because we haven't, and we could just come down here and we can promote the old work while we going into the new work. So yeah.
I bet it feels good just having the resources, because it sounds to me, just hearing your story, that you don't have a problem with finding a producer. You don't have a problem with writing music. You don't have a problem with the creative process. Does it ever feel like, damn, like this is a blessing? I don't really got to worry about much. I just have to make great music. Like, tell me about that.
I mean, it could be a blessing and a curse, because I mean, sometimes there was times like you have to choose something over what you want to do versus what you need to do. Because like, all right, this is back when I ain't had no car payment, so my car would be breaking down. Like we had, all right, damn. Well, like I literally crashed the car and I had to get a new car, and we was about to go to New York the week after. So it was like that money I would have like, yeah, like I said, the money I would have had in New York having a blast, like that's going straight to my new car. So like you really gotta just you gotta find a good balance of like work and like your creativity, because you need to progress in your personal life. Like some people I know, like they've been rapping so long or just doing some kind of anything for so long, and they ain't got nothing to show for it in their personal life. They ain't got no car, no job. Like this is like it's just a hobby in a way. But you really gotta find a way to like inch your way up personally and creatively to really for it to just be a blessing. Because back then it wasn't a blessing. It was like, damn, I really gotta spend my last dollar on this and my last dollar on this. This shit about to suck, but I'm gonna get it done.
Yeah, I'm no rapper, but I could only imagine just having to have like a spectacular life with the music and then having to go back to like a regular job or going back to, I don't even know how you guys balance that. I feel like I could even do it myself. But yeah, so I'm happy that you're here in Atlanta. Being in Detroit, do you ever feel like you have to move to Atlanta to make things happen for yourself?
I think you with Detroit, of course, you can be extremely successful because you know we know people from Detroit outside of Detroit, because I'm down here and I'm hearing all the people that I listen to in my car at home, like that I wouldn't even expect down here. But I think just like I was just talking about that balance, you really just gotta have that balance. You can't be in Detroit too much after a certain point, because like now you the biggest fish in a small pond. Like you gotta go be the little fish again and work your way up to that bigger pond. And like once you become a shark everywhere, then you could just be like, all right, I'm back at home. I'm at the crib just chilling on 7 Mile and Livernois, about to go get some cuzzos or something. Like that's the only way you can really be comfortable in your city. Like you gotta go, you gotta branch out. So yeah, I think once you hit that certain point in your career, like I'm just too hot to just be at the barbershop or yeah. Then you like once it's like uncomfortable for you to be there, I definitely think you should just like go, because Detroit is a beautiful place, but it's a grimy place too. So like you could lose everything just staying there.
Thank you for telling me that. So we have the freestyle, we have the project. What else is coming? We need to know.
Well, I have been working very, 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 very diligently before the pandemic and even during the pandemic. So I mean, you can actually expect a new project from me very soon. I can't give you no date, no name, no nothing. But I do have a project coming soon. We pretty much like finalized like the tracks that's gonna be on there to order. I took into producing like later last year, so I got a track on there I produced myself. I mean,
That feels good, right?
yeah, it do feel good because it sound good. I mean, it just feel good to just hear something that you created and like I could actually put words to this versus like just making. Because I started out making my beats was a mess, so it was like I can't even rap on this, but now I'm actually putting words to it. So yeah, I mean we just gonna keep pressing. We're gonna be dropping videos, tapping in, doing more media, creating more content. I mean that's all you can really expect from me.
Well, thank you so much, Baby Mark. I am so happy for you, so proud of you, especially with the fact that you're making the most out of this pandemic and you're still going really hard and you have a plan even after this. And I see that you have a lot going on for yourself, and I'm excited for everything else that's coming. So, well, guys, it was Tracy Mitchell, VA, Baby Mark here in Atlanta, checking out, and be on the lookout for what he has in store.
Peace.